Alright, welcome to the channel and to the Speedy Space Marine series. Today we're going to be looking at the Imperial Fists, a legion sworn to protect Holy Terra and the Emperor during the Horus Heresy. But the time for speeches is done and we're going to get these guys on the tabletop in 30 minutes or less. All the paints you'll need will be listed below in the description, so let's get into it. Alright, we're going to be starting off with some Marduk yellow. Hopefully I'm saying that one right. Initially this seems super bright, like fluorescent marker bright, but trust the process, it actually does look good in the end. We're just applying a nice even coat all over the model. Don't really worry if you get it over any extra areas. You can see I just slapped this on, made sure to cover all of the armor panels, and then applied an additional second coat. Then I'm coming in with some Casandora yellow, so we're using this glaze effectively as a filter layer and also to shade the model. So kind of similar to how you would with contrast. You could probably do this with contrast yellow as well, but I quite like the Casandora color because it's like got this real orange tint to it, so it's quite like, it's a very warm wash. So again, we're just applying this all over the armor panels, ensuring that we don't get any pooling, any weird coffee staining or anything like that. So try to get it as even and smooth as you possibly can. Don't worry if it's not perfect, we're going to be coming in with some dry brushing afterwards so we can smooth out some of these areas. Try to concentrate on parts that are in the shadow, so like the underside of the shoulder pad, the underside of the arms, the inside of both legs. Ensure that you get a nice smooth even coat in those areas to represent some shadows. Just apply some into like the head cavity so it doesn't look weird whenever we stick the head in. Once you're done with that, we're going to move on to some dry brushing. So we're grabbing the Artis Opus Series D medium dry brush here and some of the Marduk yellow. So I'm just applying this all over the model, focusing on all of the raised areas and all of the areas that would be hit by the natural light. So that's like top of the shoulders, top of the arms, top of the chest, and then the outside of each leg, probably the back calf of the model's right leg, the left leg as we look at it, because it would also be getting hit directly by some of the light. So just work over the model, use soft circular motions. I'm holding the brush like reasonably far back, totally off the ferrule, to ensure I get light pressure across the model. We want to build this up gradually and ensure that our transitions are smooth. We're then going to take some Lilith yellow, which is quite a desaturated high value yellow, and so this will act as our highlight here. So again, we're going to be working to create these soft highlights on the shoulders and then looking to catch the edges of the other components, again focusing on the outside of each leg to continue to emphasize those light lines and build up those volumetric highlights within the shapes. Once you're all said and done, should look something like this. I think this yellow looks really good off the bat, but we're going to take it up a wee level and grab our extra small dry brush and some of the Lilith yellow again. We're going to use this to indicate some sort of chipping, battle damage, weathering to the armor as well, just to make it look a bit more interesting. Focus this around the edges of your plates, the areas that would naturally take damage, so like the greaves, the bottom of the greaves, around the feet, the shoulder pads, the forearms, the hands, maybe one or two on the head, but effectively this is almost acting as like an edge highlight within this process and creating some more shape and structure within those armor plates. Then coming in with some Abaddon black, we're just going to paint in all of the rubberized sections on the model. We're also going to base coat the silver metallic sections in black as well to ensure that we get a nice foundation, as I personally prefer metallic colors over a black base, as I think it makes them just look a bit nicer. They seem to go on better, and also if your coverage isn't great you can kind of hide it. But once you've applied, the black to all the rubberized sections, the top of the backpack and all of those metallic sections on the model, move on to the bolter and again just apply a nice even coat all over the bolter casing and the metallic sections. Grab yourself some exhaust manifold or an equivalent metallic. I really like the Vallejo metal color series. I think they apply really well, really smooth, very clean. Generally only need one coat as well. We're just going to apply this all over the silver sections, ensuring we get a nice even coat here, as well. I'm using the Artis Opus Size 2 Series M here, just because it's a wee bit smaller, and it works for getting in between the gaps there are between the backpack and the shoulders. If you didn't attach your backpack, you'll probably not have that problem, so up to you again which brush you use. So just identify all the areas that you want to be silver, apply a nice even coat over those, and then grab the necessary parts on the bolters. So the magazine, the barrel, the butt of the gun, the wee emblem that hangs below it. If you have a gun that doesn't have an emblem, you don't need to worry about it. Once you've applied all of your silvers and they're fully dry, you really need to make sure they're fully dry. Use a hairdryer if you need to. Thin down some Abaddon black, or grab some Nuln oil or your favourite black wash and just apply it all over the silvers. The reason why I'm using Abaddon black is because I've painted some areas of the model in Abaddon black, and I'm really just applying the wash all over very liberally. And it means if I apply it over some of the black sections, there's not going to be any variation in finish. Taking some Rhinox hide, thin that down to a wash consistency again, and I'm just applying that in certain sections of the silvers to indicate some rust, grime, oil, some build up over the battle, and then putting it over the rubberized sections as well. Just helps to add some sort of recessed shade in there and creates a bit of variation in the color. Also, it looks like some, grime, dirt, and everything built up over the course of the battle. Doing the same on the gun, applying it to the magazine, parts of the casing, and the other details within the gun. Coming back in with some of our exhaust manifold, we're just going to add in some stipples, some highlights and whatnot within our silver sections, just add a wee bit more definition within places, grab some edge highlights, add in a wee, highlight on your, spheres of the backpack as well. And just add in some details here, there and everywhere. It just adds a wee bit more structure and shape to those components. Grab yourself some Khorne red. We're going to use this to paint our eye lenses, so just apply a nice even base coat over your lenses. If you don't want to highlight them any further, this is a great place to take them to, but we're going to add in a couple of highlights just to give them that nice lens reflection look. So take some Evil Sunz Scarlet, aim for the inner corner of the eye and then the bottom edge. Just try to make sure they're somewhat even. Then mix some of the Marduk yellow into your Evil Sunz Scarlet and add an additional highlight. Again, inside corner and lower edge. And then just mix some more Marduk yellow into the previous mix and just aim for the inner corner of each eye. And you should have something that kind of looks a wee bit like that. Then to finish it off, grab a bit of titanium white. I always test this on my thumbnail first to make sure that I can get a nice sharp point. Brace against your hobby holder, against your bit of cork. Be confident whenever you apply that dot, and hope for the best. If you make any mistakes, just go back and repeat the previous steps or tidy it up with a wee bit of Khorne red and try again. So once you're all said and done, your marine should look a bit like this. I think this is a fantastic result for 30 minutes effort. Looks super crisp, super clean. Once you get them on the base, looks even better. The black backpack beside the yellow gives you that kind of bumblebee look as well, but let's get them on the spinny thing and let's get them in for the close-up. So I think this is a super effective yellow for 30 minutes work. I think the armour looks great, that battle damage, that weathering just comes across so nicely. The recess shading from the Casandora yellow just brings extra warmth and contrast to the mini. And if you put together a full army of these, I think you'll be really turning heads at any store, any hobby place or any tournament. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully you found that useful. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions for future videos, please drop them below in the comments. And if you want to take your painting to the next level, I have a Patreon that's focused around feedback and coaching. You also get access to exclusive guides and content. If you want to show me what you've been working on or what you've been using these videos for, please head over to the Discord and drop some pics into the whips or the completed projects. I would love to see what you've been doing. Just want to say thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you at the next one. All links can be found below in the description.